Tell you about one of my favorite companies, Top Septic. If you need a new drain field, or maybe you're having a problem with your existing drain field, or maybe the septic tank just needs to be pumped, they are the folks that can handle it for you. They know what they're doing. They're an American-owned company run by a veteran who wants to give you the type of service that you're expecting. Top Septic.
This is Rick's House, the home improvement show.
Hey y'all, this is Rick Allen. Let me tell you about one of my favorite companies, Top Septic. If you need a new drain field, or maybe you're having a problem with your existing drain field, or maybe the septic tank just needs to be pumped, they are the folks that can handle it for you. They know what they're doing. They're an American-owned company run by a veteran who wants to give you the type of service that you're expecting. Top Septic. Call them today, 865-599-1690. 865-599-1690.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show on the road. And let me tell you about my friends at Knox Rail Salvage and Old City Kitchens. Joel Piper and the team there have been friends of this program for a long time, and they want to be your friend. Friends, they have got the best cabinets, the best products. You say, Rick, is it seconds? No, everything's first quality. They do have some seconds if you want to get a deal, but not on kitchens and not on about everything they have in the store. So trust me, they're part of our team. They want to be part of your team. And in this environment where building materials are going through the roof, they're going to have the best prices on the best products in Knoxville or anywhere in the surrounding area. Call them today. See them online. KnoxRailSalvage.com, OldCityKitchens.com. A Rick's House favorite.
Waking up between you and Mama every Saturday morning. Lord, it must be a big old bed. You are listening to Rick's House.
Permachink Systems, protecting wood for a long, long time. Not only protecting it, but beautifying it, helping it when it's decayed, working with log home people, and also working with homeowners. They have a store on Prosser Road in Knoxville at 1605 Prosser Road. That's 800-548-35. Learn when you get there. Things I didn't know about. How about the Woodsman line of smooth log caulk? The other day I was looking for something that matched wood trim. I only had two choices. Not with Permachink. Pine, honey, tan, cedar tone, brown, and gray. E-wood, epoxy wood putty. Putty that really works. Putty that will harden and become just like the wood itself, maybe even better. If you're missing sections of your windowsills or frames or furniture or any wood structure, this is the product for you. But maybe it's something smaller. How about epoxy wood paste? Contact PCS today. Call Permachink Systems today. Toll free 800-548-3554 or at the Sevierville store 865-774-3307 and find out how to make wood better. Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show. Let me tell you about our newest sponsor, GFL. That's Green for Life. If you're looking for that dumpster or that roll-off or that piece of equipment that's going to get that debris away from your job site, or just keep things handy around and clean around that big business that you have, GFL wants to be your partner. They want to service you, and they want to take care of you. Locations in Knoxville and Morristown, and you can call them today at 865-475-7777, 865-475-7777. Dean Kings joins me today to tell us about a special offer for Rick's House listeners. Dean.
Yeah, Rick, if they mentioned that they've heard about us on your show or any kind of thing affiliated with your show, we're going to waive our delivery fee for any roll-off box.
And how much is that?
That's a $75 savings.
$75 savings right off the bat. So if you're looking for that dumpster or that open-top roll-off, GFL is the company that's got them for you. They want to take care of you, they want to service you, and they do a great job for us. GFL, call them today, 865-475-7777, and mention that you heard them on Rick's House. Permachink Systems, protecting wood for a long, long time. Not only protecting it, but beautifying it, helping it when it's decayed, working with log home people, and also working with homeowners. They have a store on Prosser Road in Knoxville at 1605 Prosser Road. That's 800-548-3554. Or a store in Sevierville, 1357 Dolly Parton Parkway, 865-774-3307. 865-774-3307. Let me tell you what you're going to learn when you get there. Things I didn't know about. How about the Woodsman line of smooth log caulk? The other day I was looking for something that matched wood trim. I only had two choices. Not with Permachink: pine, honey, tan, cedar tone, brown, and gray. E-wood, epoxy wood putty that really works. Putty that will harden and become just like the wood itself, maybe even better. If you're missing sections of your windowsills or frames or furniture or any wood structure, this is the product for you. But maybe it's something smaller. How about epoxy wood paste? Contact PCS today. Call Permachink Systems today. Toll free 800-548-3554 or at the Sevierville store, 865-774-3307, and find out how to make wood better.
Whether you're living in a brand new home or swimming in a money pit, we've got your home improvement answers. It's Rick's House, the home improvement show.
Oh, well, it's Rick's House. If you got a question, he'll help you figure it out. 'Cause it's Rick's House.
Oh, good Saturday morning to you. Welcome into Rick's House. Thanks for joining us on the program. Hey, ya mama and them. Charlie, good to see you, brother. What's going on this morning? Miss Ruby, how are you? Glad to see y'all this morning. Lord have mercy, we had a storm. We had a storm here in West Texas. I am telling you, we had a storm and I couldn't get on. I could not get on. It's about right, Mama. I couldn't get on. Lord have mercy, I couldn't get on. It was something else. And so I apologize for the delay in the broadcast, but I appreciate each and every one of y'all joining us this morning. We got lots to talk about today. You know, we're getting ready to travel. I don't know if you saw the post that we put up yesterday. Black Betty's ready to roar. She's ready to go. Black Betty's my old 97 Dodge 2500 long wheelbase single cab. 146,000 original miles. Oh, yeah, 147 now. 147,000 original miles. We went plumb through it. Thanks to the friends at Best One Tire, Brother Paul and Brother Scott. We did leaf springs, re-arched them. We put new leaf springs, 2 additional leaf springs in there, struts, tires, shocks.
heater coil, reworked the air, new radio with the Bluetooth in it. I just got an inexpensive radio because I didn't care. But I did want Bluetooth in there so I could talk to Mama because she's driving behind me as we're moving. We have both vehicles with us. So I did that. And it's just done a great job for us. But the one thing I forgot about was, that's an old school Dodge. That's first gen. You know what I'm saying? That's a first gen Dodge. And so what that means is that it's got a little play in the steering wheel. Well, now I bought this from a feller, and I can't remember his name right. Kenny. His name's Kenny. I can't remember his last name. His granddaughter was selling it for him, helping him. Out in Halls, back home in East Tennessee. And Amy and I drove over, and he's sitting out on the porch with the truck in the yard, ready to look at. But he said, now you just go on and drive it. I said, well, now you want to go with me? He said, I ain't going with you. I'm going to sit right here on the porch. You and Mama get in there and take it. He said, I'll see you when you get back. I said, yes, sir. So we got in there and we drove it, and it suited me just fine. It suited Mama just fine. So we went on down the line. We come back. He said, now come on back on the porch and let's talk business. I said, all right. He said, would you like some sweet? His wife come out and said, would you like some sweet tea? I said, yes, ma'am, I believe I would. Thank you. And she got a sweet tea. And it was such a pleasure to just sit on the porch. And he said, now, before we start doing business, I'm going to tell you everything I know about the truck. I said, okay, sir. Kenny was what? Was he 78, 80? He's about 80, I think is what he told me. So anyway, he said, yeah. He said, I'm going to tell you everything I know about it. I said, okay, that's good. Yes, sir. I appreciate that. And so he did. He told me he bought it new. He bought it. It was new to him. He bought it from his friend, had 20,000 miles on it. It's a farm truck. Now, if you look at Black Betty on the outside, she got a few love taps, as the president says. She got a love tap here and a love tap there, here a tap there, tap everywhere, a tap. But in the center of the long wheelbase, he had one of those. I have a gooseneck hitch. Not a gooseneck hitch, but a gooseneck hitch. That hides. It flips over and hides flat. Well, when we bought the old truck, the gooseneck hitch was worth as much as the truck was. But really and truly, it's a farm truck. It's got the god-awfulest, ugliest interior seat you ever seen in your life. Lord have mercy. Amy says that she likes the color, but I probably like the original color. But when it's been sitting out in a hayfield or in a barn and it's faded, I don't even know. What do you call that, Mama? What do you call that color? I mean, I don't even know what to call that. It looks like a 55 Chevrolet threw up. Seafoam green? I had a 55 Chevrolet, and the 55, 56, and 57 coming at two-tone. I'll spit it out here in a minute. I need a little more coffee, don't I, Mama? You already got that for me. Come in a two-tone color they called it turquoise and white. And I guess it's close to that, which I thought that was pretty together, turquoise and white, but I don't know. But you know what? It don't matter what color the seat is. It sits just fine. So we got her all ready to go. But one of the things, they went completely through it. I mean, completely through it. But one of the things I forgot to do was I forgot that truck has to be two things, which they already did. We greased it. It has to be greased. You know when you get your oil changed back in the day and you had to grease the truck? That's how it has to be. It has to be greased. That's the first thing. Second thing is it's got an old school steering box on it, and it's got play in it. So when you're driving it, it's got about an inch of play in the steering wheel. Well, that steering box needs to be tightened, so you loosen the nut down there, and then you drive it, you turn it just a little bit, and I forget what the exact measurements are. You turn it, you drive it a little. If that don't take enough out, you turn it a little bit more, you drive it till you get the slack the way you want it in the steering wheel, which is not none what I want. and then you tighten that back down, and you do that. Well, before I got old and where I can't get around, I got in the point where I can't get under there to do it. That's aggravating as the devil, which means I got to pay somebody to do it. Well, we're down here in West Texas and getting ready to head out toward the Panhandle. And the thing about it is that I don't have Brother Paul and Brother Scott up there at Best One Tire on Middlebrook Pike in Knoxville, Tennessee, at the corner of Middlebrook and Amherst. They ain't there. So I began to find somebody. Well, you start talking to these young mechanics about working on a 97 Dodge. They don't even, was they born in 97 maybe? Yeah. 97, that's 29 years ago. That's a Black Betty's a classic, Mama. She's a classic. Come on. Wham-a-lam, old Black Betty. But anyway, so she's older than some of them. So everybody said, well, you call this certain place down there. I said, all right. And I try to do business with local people. That's what I want to do. If I can get away from a chain, I will in some respects. But if it's local, now some chains are local. I got two of the best that have multiple locations in the country. GFL and Permachink. You can't beat them. Best in the country. Ain't no better. And not even in the country, outside of the U.S., in the Canada, too. So, that being said, Jim Sharp Jr., good morning, my brother. Good morning to you, my brother. We like to get blowed away down here, Jim. I'm telling you. I'm sorry for being late this morning, but good golly, Miss Molly, power went off and internet wasn't working, and I mean, tell you what, we about to get, but I heard y'all got some rain up there. Not good for the Granger County Tomato Festival today in East Tennessee. Beautiful Rutledge, Tennessee. So anyway, everybody told me to call this particular company. Well, I called him and I said, and the gentleman asked, he's really nice. And he said, well, I told him, I said, here's what my problem is. I've been all the way through this truck. And I said, I got play in the steering wheel. When I hook it up to my 40-foot travel trailer, it gets a lot of play in it. And this is a young man. Now, I'm sure he's a super nice man. Hey, baby, will you bring me a napkin when you come back through paper towel? Yeah. Where I spilt that coffee, it's going to drip on my computer. So anyway, he said, well, and I guess I'm just getting contrary as I'm getting older. Jim, are you getting a little contrary? I know Charlie is. But what I want is for him to listen to what I'm telling him. And I want him to do what I ask him to do. And I'll pay him accordingly. But I don't want him to do what I don't want him to do. Does that make sense? Is that wrong? So I said, this is what I want done. It's old school. We've done everything. I need the box. I need the slack took out of the steering wheel. He said, well, when you hook up to a big trailer like that, I said, listen. I said, don't mean to cut you off right here, but listen, I've got a CDL license. I've pulled everything there is to pull. And I ain't bragging and I ain't saying nothing about that. I already know all that. I know that when I said, I've added leaf springs. We re-arched the leaf springs. I got the gas powered strut. I done planned for all that. I said, I just need you to tighten the steering box because it's got play in it when there ain't nothing on it. And I don't want it. It's a little dangerous and it makes me nervous if I can't drive highway speeds. Well, can you drop it off? I said, well, yeah, I can drop it off. How long is this going to take? Can I make an appointment? Yeah, you can make an appointment, but I'd like you to leave it with me about 3 hours. I said, and in my brain, I'm thinking, 3 hours for what? I mean, literally, it's just a quick fix. There's Big Texas. I call my neighbor Big Texas. He's a fine young man, though. He's a good boy. I like him.
but they from over in Fort Worth. But anyhow, he's a young boy. How old do you think he is? I'm about 18, 17, 20. All right. Anyway, he's a big old boy. Good boy. Helps me do anything I ask him to do. Yes, sir. That's what he says. Yes, sir. Raised right. Him and his brother. And his other brother, I ain't met him. But anyway, I said, listen. I said, I appreciate all that. But if that's what you need, that's fine. I'll do that. Jim says, Dina says that I am, but that's only one woman's opinion. LOL. We had a frog strangler here the last 2 days, 2 inches in about 30 minutes. Tomato fields are muddy. Come on. Oh, brother. Are they still? I guess they're going. We're watching Channel 10 right now. I saw y'all been getting it up there because I thought, Lord have mercy, y'all getting about the same thing. Huh? There's more coming that way, brother. It's what the Doppler says. Weather impact. Come on, Channel 10. Y'all jump on there and watch Silva. She's a good one. Michelle Silva. I like Michelle. She's a good one. But anyway, I was a handyman on Live at, well, first it was Style, and then we went to Live at 5, at 4, at 3, at 2 on Sunday, or whatever, whatever it was. But anyway, so this fellow says to me, I want to check everything. I said, well, how much does it cost to fix the box? That's all I need to know. That's what I want done. Well, that's $100. Okay. I said, I don't want anything else done. I don't want nothing done. I don't care what. If you tell me I don't want nothing else done. And so I thought about that, and then something come up, and I couldn't take it, which I didn't have an appointment. They said, so I called, and I said, I thought I had an appointment. So I called. She said, well, just bring it. She said, we just work them in. I said, okay. I said, well, I can't bring it right now. Well, we had a flat tire. That's what it was. We had a flat tire on the Outback, excuse me. Outlander, that's an 80s TV show. I'm regressing, Jim. I'm going back in the 80s, brother. And listen, don't argue with Miss Dana. She's right. Amy smiled at me. I got two brownie points right there. Boy, she made me last night. I told her, I said, I'm a little hungry, which is the story of my life, because I can only eat a little bit at a time. She says, what do you want? She said, I said, boy, I don't know. She said, let me look in here. And I'd laid out down here. I like chorizo, Mexican sausage. And Arnie Tex, that I watch on YouTube, he told us about a brand. And man, they got that at HEB, which they don't say. I call it Heb. You can't. They say don't call it Heb. They know you ain't from Texas. I said I ain't from Texas. I'm from Tennessee. Plowboy, not a cowboy. Plowboy, not a cowboy. But I like cowboys and I like plowboys. They about the same, just a little different. One, some drives horses, some drives tractors. That's what Luke Bryant and John Pardee said. So anyway, she said, you want some chorizo and eggs? I said, yeah. Man, she cooked that beef chorizo up. Now, this is the good stuff. This ain't got lips and bills and toenails and stuff in it. It's premium. It's premium meat now. It's the good stuff. She fixed that up and made some eggs over easy. That's what I like. Eggs over easy on top and fresh green onions. Woo! She said, do you want some tomatoes in? I said, I don't believe I can stand it. And I eat about half of that. I'm going to eat the rest of it here in a minute. But anyway. Oh, and cheese. She put a good, well, I'm out of my cheese, so I ate that. But you know what? She has to eat dairy free. So she eats that plant-based cheese. And we get some called Harvest Meals. Harvest Meals is made by HEB. Or Heb, I call it. And boy, it's good. It melts good. It's good. It's got a good flavor to it. So anyway, so I loaded up on that. But the long and the short of it is I haven't got my truck fixed yet, and we're heading out Wednesday to go up to the Panhandle. So I've got to find me a place that can fix that. And you know, that's one of the hardest things about being on the road. It's hard anywhere, but you know, when you've got somebody, I've known Paul McMahon for 30 years. We worked together for several years. And then when I left, he was ready to leave too. So I found out that there was a job opening in what he did. So I recommended him. And of course, he didn't need my recommendation. As soon as they met him, they knew they was going to hire him, which I already knew. And he retired from there at the newspaper. And now he runs the one side of the Best One Tire. But now if y'all go down to Best One, you go see Paul now and you tell him I sent you. You tell Scott I said he's ugly and his mama dresses him funny. But he's one good mechanic, I'll tell you that. And they do all kinds of stuff. They do oil changes, tires, brakes, whatever you need, they'll do it. Scott said, I'm tired of seeing you. He said, you go quit bringing that old black truck in here. I said, that ain't an old black truck. That's Black Betty, and she's a Dodge. Have some respect. So anyway. But that's one of the things about being on the road. And it's the same way anyway. But when we're on the road, you have to find places. Now, I'm going to have to do a plug here, and they don't pay me or have anything to do. But we have Good Sam's is who we use for our roadside service. And I'm just going to have to tell you, they have been outstanding, and they're reasonable on their pricing, and they really have. They've been absolutely outstanding, hadn't they, Amy? I mean, you can call them, and they'll get you somebody out there. They're I don't know how many times we've used them broke down on the road. I mean, and honestly, the only time we ever broke down on the road since we've been going is with brakes. I blowed the calipers out on the Chevrolet I had because I was on the hill and it was just too much weight for it to hold, and my rear trailer brakes had went out. And it just couldn't hold. And so it just put too much pressure on the system and it blowed them out. And of course I got that all fixed. But other than that, 99.9% of the times it's one of two things. Either I've left something on and I've run the battery down. And when we was just me and Amy traveling in the truck and we didn't have the other vehicle with us, you got to call to get somebody to jump you off. That or 99%, that's the 0.9% of the time because I keep jumper cables with me. But the other 99% of the time is busting a tire and needing to change a flat. Now I carry everything with me when I'm on the road to take care of a flat. We've got 2 generators on the back of this travel trailer. Each one of them will run everything in here. And I learned that I always have 2. Brother Douglas, my cousin watching this morning, good evening, and to him in Australia, good morning to me. Love you, brother. Now, he's the good-looking cousin, but he's like my brother. He's 10 years younger than me and better looking, too. He got all the looks on the family side from my Aunt Sandy. He just stole them, just took them. And I do the best I can, but Douglas, he's a handsome man. But anyway, got 2 beautiful twin girls, our little, we call them nieces because they like nieces, ain't they, Mama? Oh, them sweet babies, I'm telling you. Fabulous. And Miss Cat keeps him in line, so that's good. But anyway, I don't know how many times I've curbed a tire and busted it. And when I bust a tire, I don't never bust it in the tread. I always bust it in the sidewall where you have to throw it away, even if it's brand new. That's my, if I'm going to do it, I'll do it right now. That's all there is to it. I do it right. Jim, if I'm going to do it now, I'm going to do it right. So one of the things I did this last time, and this is but to go back to what I was saying, I keep I've got 2 generators. I've got electric impact. I've got metric impact deep wells. I got US deep well sockets. I got I've got whatever. I've got everything. I got a compressor. I got everything I need to change a tire if I have to. But since I've got my disability going on, where my mobility is an issue, and that's one of the things we're going to start talking about on the Life on the Road with Rick's House. Did y'all see the new logo up in the corner up there? Yeah, I like it. We're going to talk about that. Also, I bought the website and we've just got a page up. Something big's coming, but I'm working on that. Probably won't get to do that till next week because we're moving up to the Panhandle. But we got that going on. But that roadside service, if we're stranded on the side of the road, ain't no problem. We'll go back there, crank a generator up, and we can go in there and make a sandwich and watch a little TV and wait on them to come change the tire. Now, what I realized in talking to Paul over at Best One Tire was and this is what I told my neighbor next door, because this is his first RV, and he was asking me, and I said, well, I don't know. I know a little bit about it and learning a whole lot about it, and I'm learning every day, but here's what my thoughts are. The best thing I ever did is when I found out what kind of tires, they just the tire they put on is absolute minimum. And that's fine, but if you're going to travel all across the country, you better put some good tires on there. So the tires we have are our tractor trailer tires is what they are, but they're size for our travel trailer. They're 14 ply. So what does that mean? That means they're ready. They're 14 ply. They are way overrated for what we have. But it also means that because they're 14 ply on the tread, there's 8 ply, I think it is, on the sidewalls. So now I don't have to worry if I have to go over across something or if I accidentally curb it, which is going to happen. If that happens, I don't have to worry about blowing that tire out. They're just so much tougher. But now here's the new problem that I have. The pancake air compressor I have goes up to 120 pounds pressure. And it'll run man pack and stuff. It won't run it continuous, but it'll run it enough for me to do what I need to do. And before it would air my tires up. Well, these tires hold 100 pounds. It'll blow them up to a point, but it won't blow them up the way that it needs to be done. So what I've got to do, what I've got to do is I've got to find out. Now, thank goodness where we're staying at, the fellow that lives here is an engineer, and he's got every tool known to man out there. And he's got a great old big compressor that's taller than me. So I should be able to air my tires up, because where I've been sitting and all the extreme heat and then cool and heat and then cool, my tires need to be, I need to check the tire pressure and add them for the appropriate pressure to travel about 3 hours, 3.5 hours, really, from where we're at to where we're going. Because we ain't driving. And friends, let me tell you something. If you're on the interstate or on a main road and you're driving that travel trailer pulling behind that vehicle you got like you ain't pulling nothing, please don't do that. A, you can't stop it. B, it ain't meant to do that. You're going to get a lot better gas mileage. It's a proven fact. If you look at anybody on YouTube or anywhere else, or talk to anybody that knows anything about gas mileage, you're going to get a lot better gas mileage if you stay down around 55. And honestly, at my age, I'm going to drive about 55, maybe 60 if it's real good and the conditions are great and I got plenty of room around me, and because. And don't whip in front of them tractor trailers, youngins. Don't do it. A fully loaded tractor trailer at 65 miles an hour takes 457 feet to come to a complete stop. And if you whip in front of it and you're Yugo and slam on your brakes, you're going to be a split go. And you can blow that little horn, tweet, 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 all you want to, but you're going to be dead. DEAD. Lord have mercy. Because we can't stop it. And if it's raining any at all, I had to lock it up on the interstate coming through Louisiana on I-10. And it was barely raining, and a car whipped in front of me and locked its brakes up. And I seen it coming, and I began to start pumping my brakes. And when I hit my brakes automatically, it locked them wheels and locked me in, brother. I'm just sliding like a big old bobsled down through there. Had to go all the way over on the shoulder and finally got stopped. And they finally mashed the gas and he went, ee! We had some great sign language between each other, some good communication. It was, well, I'm not going to say it was Christian, but it made me feel better. So if you want to live to see your youngins, don't do that. But all that being said is, I'm going to call just to see, but I believe that they'll send some, part of my travel with what I have with Good Sam's, they'll send somebody out here to pump my tires up before I leave. Because it's a whole lot cheaper for them to do that than it is for them to send a technician out here to put one of my spares on. We carry 2 spares all the time. Got 2 spares. You got to do it. I mean, you just got to do it. It's just part of it. Now, we're going to take that first time. I'm in rare form this morning. Oh, I'm in rare form. I'm chorizo powered and coffee fueled. Got a good looking woman sitting across from me right here, boy. I'm telling you, woo, I've been chasing her 40 years. She slows down a little though, every once in a while. I like that gal. So we're going to take that first time out. God bless y'all. Thank you for watching me this morning. Thank you for being patient as we waited for as my buddy Jim says, Jim Sharp Jr., that frog strainer, because, brother, we got it too. When we come back, we're going to jump into the conversation. Hopefully, y'all be able to have the Granger County Tomato Festival up there in East Tennessee. But like right now, we're going to tell you about some folks that make Rick's House happen. Live on the road with Rick's House. Saturday morning to you. Hang on, youngins.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show. Let me tell you about our newest sponsor, GFL. That's Green for Life. If you're looking for that dumpster or that roll-off or that piece of equipment that's going to get that debris away from your job site, or just keep things handy around and clean around that big business that you have, GFL wants to be your partner. They want to service you, and they want to take care of you. Locations in Knoxville and Morristown, and you can call them today at 865-475-7777, 865-475-7777. Dean Kings joins me today to tell us about a special offer for Rick's House listeners. Dean.
Yeah, Rick, if they mention that they've heard about us on your show or any kind of thing affiliated with your show, we're going to waive our delivery fee for any roll-off box.
And how much is that,
That's
brother?
a $75 savings.
$75 savings right off the bat. So if you're looking for that dumpster or that open top roll-off, GFL is the company that's got them for you. They want to take care of you. They want to service you, and they do a great job for us. GFL, call them today, 865-475-7777, and mention that you heard them on Rick's House.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show on the road. Let me tell you about my friends at Knox Trail Salvage and Old City Kitchens. Joel Piper and the team there have been friends of this program for a long time, and they want to be your friend. Friends, they have got the best cabinets, the best products. You say, Rick, is it seconds? No, everything's first quality. They do have some seconds if you want to get a deal, but not on kitchens and not on about everything they have in the store. So trust me, they're part of our team. They want to be part of your team. And in this environment where building materials are going through the roof, they're going to have the best prices on the best products in Knoxville or anywhere in the surrounding area. Call them today. See them online. KnoxtrailSalvage.com, OldCityKitchens.com. A Rick's House favorite.
Located in the heart of East Tennessee, where they do full service plumbing and repairs. All Clear Plumbing. Wheeler and Daniel, they know how to get the things right in your house. From a broken water pipe to an emergency repair to a water line installed, or maybe something that you never thought a plumber could do. Who do you call? You call All Clear Plumbing. Talk to Wills, All Clear Plumbing. Your choice for plumbing. 865-443-7752.
Oh, well, it's Rick's House. If you got a question, he'll help you figure it out. 'Cause it's Rick's House.
Hey, y'all, this is Kix Brooks, and you are listening to Rick's House. Everything you need to know about home improvement. Here comes Rick.
Whoa, whoa, way down south in the rain and the heat. Sure get hot there, you can cook an egg on the concrete. Walking around on the city streets, they go, whoosh, let the big dog eat.
Go ahead, Rocco.
Let the big dog eat. Woo-yah! Call the doctor, call the nurse.
You know, every time I hear that, that's my
I
buddy
don't know
Rocco
what it
Herman.
is, but I know it sure hurts.
And he sounds like Joe Cocker a little bit, but he also sounds like Huey Lewis. And I saw a thing on Huey Lewis yesterday, I think it was, or day before yesterday, that he's, and I hate this because Huey Lewis, one of my favorites, and I know y'all, he was a favorite of y'all's too. But with that disease that he has, he's basically deaf now. And of course, you know, he can't sing anymore. And hadn't been able to do that in some time. But what a sad thing. What a tremendous part of history that just, man, I hate to hear that. I just really hate to hear that. You know, it's funny as we prepare to travel down the road and as we do those things, and this is true. What we're finding is and one of the things that we're going to start talking a lot about as we you know, we've got the new logo. You can see it up there in the right-hand part of the screen. Life on the Road with Rick's House. Let me know what you think about it. I've got that one, and I've got another logo for Rick's House Media that I'm going to debut probably next week that I just think is really cool. I really like this logo that we have, and that's another one that we have. So I just started looking at this yesterday, but I think we're going to start with we're going to have coffee mugs available, t-shirts, and and hats, and probably visors, because I love a visor. I just always have, and I like a hat too. And in West Texas and like in East Tennessee, when it's hot like it is, y'all, you gotta when you wear an old man haircut like I wear, you gotta have that noggin covered. So we're gonna have those available, and we'll put them up, and there'll be a link on the website, and then you just pick on there what you want, and it ships direct to you. It's part of this new package that I've gotten into. You know, it's amazing. And just to give you an idea, this logo, I've struggled with the logo over the years. And I did something yesterday that I've never done before. And AI scares the bejesus out of me but it also has some uses. And I used it to define this logo, because I got to thinking, you know, how do you do a logo? I mean, back in the day, one of the logos that we had done, someone done it for me, and it took a while to get it done, and I really liked it, and I've used it on and off for several years, and we've had several, but I just needed something that just spoke to what we were doing, and so, you know, I never had, you know, I don't Google myself, you know, I don't do that, you know. I mean, I'm just trying to help folks, and now, you know, who want to live the lifestyle that we live. And the other side of that is as I'm getting towards 60, real close to 60, I found out that there's so many other people that are doing what we're doing. And the consensus now is that when you've got a trailer like ours, which it's big, I mean, it is. It's 40 feet long. It's got 3 slides. I mean, it's home. We've changed it, and we're going to live this lifestyle. We love it as long as we can, you know. And as I look around, one of the folks that there's a couple on there, Bill and Deb, and it's I Ride Tiny House something. I'll have to look that. Amy knows what it is. When she gets back in here, she'll be able to tell me. But anyway, folks our age are taking, and what they're doing is many of them are taking cargo trailers, and they're taking
most of them are 8 feet wide, or 7 or 8 feet wide, 7 foot tall, and then 12 to 16 foot long. Some are 20, 24. I don't want anything that long. And they're customizing those cargo trailers. And then, like Bob Wells does with the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous for van life and RV living, they're doing that pretty much on the east of the Mississippi. Because Bill and Deb from Arkansas, they're doing that rendezvous for people that do cargo trailers. And the advantage to it is for folks our age, you know, you can customize it the way you want it. It's not huge. You can get it in national parks, because when you hit a certain, hold on, oh, sorry, I couldn't find my mic stand this morning. It's driving me crazy because we're packing up, getting ready to go. Because used to, we just say, all right, we're going to leave in the morning. We pack up that morning and take off. We don't do that now. It takes us about a week to you know, we do a little bit every day, because ain't no sense, you know, we're living this life to not have to be so stressed. So we take our time, because the fact is my brain says I can do it in 30 minutes. My body says that's going to take about 3 hours with multiple breaks in between. That's just how it is. But thank God I can still do it. Thank you, Lord. So anyway, this cargo thing is become really interesting. So the ideal is for us is to find a place to, and for us, it's about medical care and some things that we have that we deal with on periods of time. And that's the way it is for everybody. Bill and Deb, they're in Arkansas, and they have to cycle back through their hometown every 120 days so that they can see doctors and deal with the things they have. They're our age. And to make sure they're up and check on the grandbabies and do that kind of stuff. And then bam, they're off and gone again, which I get that. So that's good stuff. Now, that being said, the cargo trailer is just so much easier, because in a lot of national parks, you know, there's national parks that we could not put this trailer in, because it's bigger than what's allowed. And even if we could, I put this trailer in some places that wasn't sure where we could get in. Well, I knew we could get in there, but I wasn't sure, you know, it was tight. And thank goodness it was 4-wheel drive, because I had to run up on the bank to get it backed in and turned and done the way it needs to be done. So taking that stress off of the travel. Excuse me. Well, something's got me coughing this morning. I apologize. Hold on, youngins. We set a rule, and there's a rule out there. 250 miles a day max. That's it. 4 hours max. Absolute max. Most days, 2.5 hours, 3. You know, you leave early, you know, you get to where you're going, you know, get everything packed down. Used to, we'd pack that morning. No, when we get ready to leave here Wednesday morning, Tuesday, by the time we come in here for supper, the water will be disconnected and put up. The truck's all hooked up. Everything's packed in. The sewer lines are down, and we're running on the tanks. We're running off the water tank inside. It's disconnected. All that's disconnected. All them hoses are put up, because that's a job. I got to get my horse, as I call it, my rollator out there, which, you know, I can walk a little, and I got to sit a little. If I can get my hands on it, I'm good. But my legs ain't like they used to be. So all that stuff will be packed up and done. So when we get up the next morning, we'll get up, have a little bite, which sometimes we get something on the road just because we want to, but shoot, I'm about afraid to anymore. Lord have mercy. That lettuce thing going on, all that kind of stuff. That's all you need is to get that done. And we roll the slides in and put the steps up, and we out. Right, Mama? Got to get boho. Did y'all see Boho? I changed him. I put him up on Amy posted that picture yesterday on Facebook, and I made that my cover picture this morning.
Oh, he's up on the truck.
Or he's up on the truck.
I wondered if you saw that.
Yeah, he's chief man. He's chief cat in charge. Boho is.
In the dash in your truck.
Yeah, he'll let him to dash the truck. He likes that. He's all about, giving daddy directions and stuff. And then we'll go, and we'll get to where we're headed we'll leave out of here by 7. And we'll be by dinner, because if I see the largest ball of twine or an old tractor or a place that needs to go in, as my papa said, go in and pilfer. Now, pilfer to him didn't mean steal. Pilfer to him meant go in and look around. You might find a bargain. We see that. We do that along the way because I got to stretch my legs. And then we'll get there. And then here's what's going to happen when we get there. We've already know where we're headed. We know the campsite that we're going to. We've looked at it on the map, talked to the owner and campground manager, and we think we know which one. Now, we may not like that one when we get there. So we'll see. Once we get there, we'll get back in. We'll get out. Slides will come out. I'll have to run the stabilizers down. And so I can run my slides out. Slides will come out. Electric will be hooked up. And that's it. Air conditioning will go on. And then we'll go, whew, glad we made it. Thank you, Lord. And we'll thank Jesus for getting to another place safe. And then we'll be looking on YouTube to see what we want to watch for the day. We might watch The American Sheriff. Or we might watch Ben and Deb. What's the name? Bill and Deb. What's the name of their thing? I Ride Tiny House.
Tiny House Adventures.
It's I Ride Tiny House. I Ride Tiny House Adventures. And we don't know them, but hey, I like what they're doing. They're helping folks. And then the next day, if I get feeling a little froggy by that afternoon, because it's going to be 100 the day we leave, so there won't be no more outside at dinner. It'll be all I can do to hook up the electric. And then maybe that evening we'll do it. And if not, we'll get up the next morning and do a couple of things. We'll get the water hooked up, so we can wash behind both ears. And yeah, we can carry 40 gallons of water with us. It ain't like we can't. We can shower if we need to. Or whatever, but you don't drive with that because it hurts your gas mileage. Plus, it puts extra weight on the vehicle. So we'll tend to that, and but we do it that way. Now, what I was saying about I don't Google myself. I don't do that. I don't think I'm somebody or anything. But with AI, I thought, well, logo. Well, there was free logo service. So obviously they want you to try it for free to see, and then they put their stamp on it. And then if you like it, you can buy it. And so it was like $45 a month, but if you paid a year in advance, then it was like $15 a month. And then I waited a day or two. I ended up getting it for $4 a month if I paid it annual. So I ended up buying it for $48 for the whole year. It gives me the license for the logo and all that kind of stuff. But what I'm telling you is I put in what my logo was and what the name of our business was and our domain name and all that stuff that we own. It's copyrighted to us. And it came back in less than a minute and said, you have 14,450 logos to choose from. I'm like, oh my God, what? So I went through and looked at those, and I saved 83 different variations. And then once I picked some of those, you go in there and in AI mode, it'll show you one and it'll say, well, would you like it to be bolder? Would you like it to change colors? Would you like to, And so you save the one that you if you like it, you say, well, I like this, you save that. And then you go, well, can we change blue? Well, the options are cobalt blue, denim blue, and then you run that. And if you don't like that, no, I don't like that. Can we go darker? And it just like that. It's amazing to me. So I thought, so AI mode on the computer. So I thought, well, I wonder what it says about Rick's House, Life on the Road with Rick's House, because that's new. And I knew in my brain what I was trying to get out there for folks to know, because Rick's House and Life on the Road with Rick's House and with Amy and I is all about helping folks. You know, we want to help folks. That's what we want to do. That's the goal. The goal is for us to vet people, have sponsors you can depend on that are good, and we know they're good, and they're going to come out and do what's right at your house. And does that mean that everybody's perfect? Absolutely not. But they're pretty doggone close. And if you tell me they did something I don't think I'm probably going to go, I don't know about that. But we're going to help you get to the bottom of it. So that being said, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to Google it, and you got AI mode on the computer. I'm going to AI mode Rick's House and see what it says. Because I thought, well, it might say he's a fat, can't get around old son of a gun that thinks he's a radio person. So I didn't know. So isn't that amazing, Jim? I mean, it's unreal. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And not only that, you know, you have to have vector files, and you have to have PNG files, and you have to have MP4 files, and all this stuff that I don't know, but you have to have it now if you're going to do shirts or digital logos. And then we did my logo, and like that thing I put on there, here, I'll show you all this. You won't be able to hear me for a second, but I'll show you this. So let me know when you see that. I think y'all can see it. I haven't seen it on Facebook Live yet, but maybe it'll come through in a second. You won't be able to hear me when that happens, but so it created a web page for me. It created in that, and it says, "Do you want to animate it?" And I'm like, "What?" So I go to animate it, and it comes up on the screen, and it moves. There it is. Y'all can see it on the. It's just crazy. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy what it does. So there's about a 5 or 10 second delay that y'all will see. So then I typed in, oh, let me move that. Sorry, it's blocking the extra camera I got. So I typed in, it says, "You said, Life on the Road with Rick's House / Rick's House Radio Show." And in 2 seconds, this is what it said. Life on the Road with Rick's House Radio Show is a full-time RV living and home improvement multimedia brand hosted by Rick Allen Merrill. Originally a standard home improvement broadcast called Rick's House Radio Show, the project shifted focus to full-time travel, DIY renovations on the road, and mobile living. The show shares daily updates, live streams, and tutorials across its digital platforms, highlighting several core themes: full-time vlogging, documentation of everyday life while living full-time in an RV, mobile DIY and repairs, step-by-step guides on RV remodeling, upgrades, and mechanical repairs like installing portable generators, travel logs showcasing scenic stops, campgrounds, and natural landmarks, including frequent trips to locations like West Texas and Big Bend National Park, outdoor cooking video segments detailing cast iron cooking and campground recipes. You can track their route and access the show's home improvement archives through the primary channels: Facebook communities, professional background on LinkedIn. If you're looking for a specific episode, project tutorial, or travel guide from their journey, let me know. I can help you find details on RV renovation tips, specific travel locations they visited, or particular gear recommendations they have shared. And then it shows multiple shows and multiple topics where you can go back in the archives and look at that. And that just blew me away. I'm like, how does it know that? Ron Daughtry, real estate mortgage man deluxe, and also a pretty doggone good comedian. How you doing, brother? Good to see you out there. So this AI thing is changing the way that we do
And if y'all got real estate needs or mortgage needs or anything like that, Brother Ron Daughtry there in Knoxville, I think he sold us our first one, didn't he, Amy? Ron.
He sold us the softbox house.
He did. He sold us the Saltbox house, which was our first one of about 50. And has helped us and good man, good realtor, and a good comedian. I don't know if he's still doing that. Oh, by the way, I was looking in Midland, Odessa. Leanne Morgan's here on my birthday on the 31st of July. Pretty interesting stuff. So Leanne's done good, real good. We brought her to the her and Karen Mills when I was doing country radio in Panama City Beach on WPAP. That's the third chair. We brought her down to the Martin Theater, and she did a show down there, and packed the house out. It was a good show. I'm glad to see her doing well. She's super nice and was really nice to us. So you go, Leanne, making good stuff happen. Miss Ruby says good morning, Amy.
Good morning, Ruby.
Amy says good morning. So, that just blows my mind. But what it enables us to do is, I didn't realize that already what we're trying to do, which is to, provide for y'all folks like GFL and Knox Rail Salvage and Permachink and all the All Clear Plumbing back home in East Tennessee. Great wheels. They're fabulous guys. And those things. And then also providing for the folks that are listening to us, whether it's Brother Bob in New Jersey or Brother Brian out in Washington State, or Tim and Cammie out in Oregon, or, Bob and Tom and Mary in Lapine, Oregon, or, all these places that we've been and met people who will be lifelong friends. Brother Mike in Burleson, Texas, home of what's her name, Amy? The girl that has the talk show that is a country girl. Yeah, so, she's dark-headed, has a talk show, got divorced. Kelly Clarkson. So, all those things is so that's the goal. And then the goal is to let y'all see what we go through so that you're prepared if you decide to make it. And the real goal is for y'all to see the mistakes that we make. So you go, hey, I ain't doing that. That's the whole reason we do this. But I appreciate you so much allowing us to come into your house on Saturday morning. Now, this morning was a little bit wild and woolly because we, like I said, as my buddy Jim Sharp Jr. in beautiful East Tennessee says, it was a frog strangler. Well, it was down here too. It was a little bit, we were getting blown away. Boho thought he wanted out. Cracked the door open. And he said, "No, Daddy, I believe I stay inside." So he did that. So all that being said, not only did it create those logos for me and all that kind of stuff, it also said it created a whole website. Now we've got people that we use for certain things, but now I have the files I need. I have the stuff I need to add to the platforms, to add the logos, and it just makes it easy to, if you want to buy a hat, or I want to give a hat away, or a t-shirt or whatever, we're able to do that. And so that's what's coming next. And those will all be on the website too, which the website is just one page right now. And all it says is big things are coming soon. And it's lifeontheroadwithrickshouse.com. Lifeontheroadwithrickshouse.com. So we're consolidating this whole thing down and getting it all done. So just really super excited about that. Do y'all like the time on Saturdays? Because we can do it anytime. Should I go later? What I don't want to do, I want to finish no later than noon Eastern time, because I don't want to interfere with football. A, because I know y'all going to watch football, and B, I'm going to watch football. So wherever we're at, we've always had a local team, and we're Tennessee Vols. We'll be Tennessee Vols until we die. We were born and bred there. We're proud to be from there. But, we also have enjoyed many of the places that we've been. Like I'm on pull for the Sul Ross Lobos as they make it into Division II in Alpine, Texas. And as they got a new coach and, hoping that they're going to get it done. Oh, thank you, Miss Ruby. She says she prays both for safe travels for us both. Thank you, Miss Ruby. We need those prayers. I promise you. And we appreciate them. Thank you so much. And we pray for y'all too. I thank God every day that y'all take time out of your day, and hopefully you can travel with us. Now, when we leave Wednesday, we'll be filming a lot of filming. Listen to me. We'll get that film projector out, and there'll be going to be a lot of new stuff to show y'all, and we'll be showing you things along the way. And when we get up to the Panhandle up there around Lubbock and all these little towns, there's just so much to see. That's home of Buddy Holly and the Buddy Holly Museum. Right up the road in Littlefield, Texas, is home of Waylon Jennings. There is just so much stuff. I mean, we're going to be there a little while because there's going to be a lot of things to see. But the advantage to having this trailer and parking it somewhere and having that little cargo thing is it lets us take our short trips to give y'all more stuff to look at and for us to get out and do more things. As many of y'all know, I was adopted, and I've been very fortunate to not only have my mom that raised me, who's went on to heaven, but I also have my mom that had me. We call her Grandma, and been in my life since I was 37, and she lives over in New Mexico. And so it gives us a chance to catch up with her. And that's a whole nother story, but it worked out wonderfully. And we're just going to leave it at that. So I've been very fortunate to have that. So we'll have many, many more things about that as we go. Not everybody gets two mamas. I've been lucky. So those are the kinds of things that we're going to do and share with you. And, but yeah, I mean, I ain't going to do the show no earlier because I'm getting old and I can't get up. I don't want to get up that early. That getting up at 4 o'clock and being at work at 5 to do radio, I did it and I loved it. And God knows I may have to do it again. I don't know, but I like to get up a little later than that. I like to get up and have my coffee and some chorizo and eggs and get on with it just in the mornings. So if you have a suggestion about that, I mean, like I said, I don't want to interfere with football, mainly because I'm selfish and I'm gonna watch Tennessee. I mean, when football season comes on, we put sling on. People say, well, how do you keep in touch with back home? Well, I'm talking every day to somebody back home. The only difference between me being on the road and me being there is I can't go meet somebody for lunch. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. We're watching Channel 10, Channel 8, on streaming it on TV. I've got Sling that I put on during ball season for the SEC network and all the ESPN stuff, so I can watch my teams. Like I said, we watch every UT game that's televised, and we're always going to do that. And then we watch the Sul Ross Lobos. I'm a Maryville College Scot, played football there. I watch the Scots online. They're doing good for D3. And then here you've got the University of Texas Permian Basin Falcons, and the stadium here. I need to get a picture of that. Remind me to, when we go out today, let's drive by the stadium. We need to do that. We haven't done that, and I'm glad that we're reminded of that. But Friday Night Lights was filmed here, and that's an actual football stadium that's here in Odessa, and that's where Odessa High School plays and Midland plays. They play their home games there. And then also the University of Texas Permian Basin plays there. And that has a state-of-the-art field. It holds 19,000 fans. Now, this is a high school football stadium. These kids play in front of 19,000.
and with if they open it up for standing room, it's 25,000. It's got 108. It's got a 20-foot jumbotron in one end. The press box. I mean, Carson. To give you an idea, Carson Newman holds 12,000. 12,000, Mama. 19,000. Amy's got a friend who actually was a cheerleader for Midland. And she was a cheerleader during that time of Friday Night Lights, and that's where that was filmed. So we'll get some footage of that today. She said the movie's real. It's based on the true story. It's accurate. So we'll film that today. We'll video it. Listen to me. We'll film Matt. Put it on. Get that 38mm camera out, Mama. We got it at the yard sale. Got it off Marketplace. So we'll do that. So we got a lot of good stuff coming y'all's way. And also one of the other things that it's done, I'm so excited. Coming up after we move, I've got Dave Crory, inventor, and holds 20 patents with his new book, Light the Spark, which is a phenomenal. If you ever thought about it, you've got a product, Mama makes salsa, or you've got a tool that you've invented or whatever, this book tells you how to do that. It's invaluable. I've got 10 to give away coming up in the next couple of weeks. Now that I've got the website, as soon as I get that up, I'll put it on there. Y'all can listen in. You can win one for free. We'll open the phone lines back up because I can do that at any time. And also, I've got Dave Pitcher coming on from Easy Breeze. That's EZEBREEZE. The Easy Breeze sunroom system. It's a 3-room system, a 3-season system. We used it 4 seasons. The last house I built in Captain's Point subdivision in East Tennessee had that product on the back of it, and it's absolutely phenomenal. So we're going to be bringing Brother Dave back on. Easy Breeze is going to be part of the team, and we're excited about that. And that is an affordable product to get that 4-season room or 3-season room, so that you guys can have that to enjoy those beautiful East Tennessee falls and summers and springs. Works out good. And you can use it in winter, and we'll talk about that when we get him on and what we did and so forth. So Easy Breeze, EZEBREEZE, Easy Breeze system. Great product. Dave's the head man over sales there. So that's another product that we'll be talking about as well. So we've got that coming up. Also, Dean Keys will be joining me from GFL coming up in a couple weeks to talk about that product. And if you've not used them, if you've got a business out there and you're looking for trash service or dumpster service or whatever, or you need hauling, any of those kinds of things, he can make it happen. Great friend of the program. He's coming back on with us. And of course, last week we had our good friend Evan on from Permachink, and you think, oh, well, Permachink's log homes. Not just log homes, it's wood, period. If you want a good product to put on your deck, a good product to put on to rebuild a column, or you've got wood rot and so forth, I'm telling you, we got stuff happening. So we got a bunch of folks coming your way. Y'all think about the time frame and when we should be on. We're also kicking around the idea, and I'm just going to put this out there. We're going to create an email list, and you guys, and it's free. The email list will be free, right, Mama? And you'll get some stuff in the email list that will be sent to you probably once a week. A lot of folks do it every day, but I can't do it every day. It's just too much. And it gives you too much stuff, and then you start getting stuff, you don't look at it. So probably once a week, or maybe once every other week, or maybe once a week. And it'll give you some updates about Rick's House. I say Rick's House. I've said that for 26 years. Life on the Road with Rick's House. Who's coming up? There'll be some tips in there and some things like that'll be exclusive to our email listeners. And then possibly we're thinking about a members only opportunity that will open up open you up to some things that are things that nobody else sees unless you're part of the Rick's House crew. Ain't that what we called it back in the day, the Rick's House crew? Gang. Go-to gang. The go-to gang. Yeah, we like that. So these are all things that we're working on as it's coming, and we're getting weather's getting good, and we're feeling good, and we'll ride this horse until it dies, and then we'll dismount. So lots of things, but a couple things to keep in mind. I'll be putting something out in the next few days about how you can get on the email list. We got to figure that out. We're going to talk about that today. The other thing that we're going to put out is we're looking for merchandise that's available to you. And like I said, it'll just be, you'll go on and you'll have some choices if there's some stuff that you want to do and it supports the program. We appreciate that. This stuff is expensive to do. And we're thankful that we get to do it. And so if you can support us there, we'd appreciate it. And that's about all I'll say about that. Thank God for our sponsors that support us and allow us to do these things. We appreciate them so much, and that's why we want you to support them. And let me tell you something. I don't care how much money they got. If they don't meet the standard, we ain't talking about them. Matter of fact, we ain't fooling with them. It's just that simple. I'll make you that promise, and that's the way it's going to be. But besides, Daddy needs some new shirts and hats, and Mama does too. So we'll get that stuff together. Maybe some stickers and keychains and coffee mugs. Life on the Road coffee mug, grande size, grande. And y'all, I'm gonna have to learn Spanish. I know Amy put a post up about this, but y'all, I fit in. We went through the drive-through last night. It's a little Mexican store down the road. And we went to pick up some snacks. And we pulled in the drive-through, and I'm telling you, if I'm in Walmart, I don't care where I am, everybody will speak to me in Spanish. And so I've got to learn conversational Spanish. I didn't take it in high school. Should have done it. But I've got to learn that. So that's going to be interesting. Maybe we'll do some learning Spanish with Rick Allen. Y'all can watch me struggle with that. But you know what? If our Hispanic brothers and sisters can learn English, I'm sure I can learn some Spanish. No mas. I know that one. I can count to 5. But anyway, but that's important. It's important to know. So those are things that we got. The other thing I'd like for y'all to think about, and I really would appreciate your input. Jim's real good. Jim Sharp, brother. You're so good about, Jim will send me stuff during the week that's really awesome that he finds and sees. And that helps me so much, because after 26 years, sometimes I feel like I'm talking about the same stuff, but I'm not. Things are changing. But one of the things I really appreciate is thoughts about the time. Saturday's always a good day. We don't ever want to interfere with church. We just don't want to do that. That's God's day, and we're going to let that be God's day, and your day for worship. But Saturdays, if I start at 8 and go to 10, which is what I've been doing, except for this morning, I couldn't get on. I just couldn't get on. The internet wouldn't do it. But do we need to go 9 to 11? Maybe. Is that better? I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. I'm up anyway. I don't sleep about 3-4 hours a night. So I'm up. So if y'all got something about that, you can send that to any place. You can direct message me on Facebook, all the Facebook pages, or you can send it to Rick's House, RicksHouseRadio@gmail.com. And that's my direct email. I have several others, but that one comes straight to us, and I see it right away. Rick's House Radio @gmail.com. Put that in here for y'all to see, and we'll share that up on the screen here once it gets up there, and we'll see it. There we go. Put that up on the screen. rickshouseradio@gmail.com. There you go. I'm about to get technical. As my buddy Evan says, I'm a high-tech redneck. So if because I really want to come on at the time that y'all have me on. So I appreciate that.
So that being said, thank y'all. Oh, I got a couple other things I want to chat about today, right quick. One of the things that when we get ready to travel, it's a great time to, when you sit for a long time, you know, and we talk about black tanks a lot. That's really one of the main things that you have to deal with in this world of travel. When we travel, we will not use our black tank. We use trash bags and a little kitty litter, and we use that for our business. And then you just double bag that and tie it up and throw it in the trash, and off it goes. Not a problem. That's totally acceptable. And it's not nasty. It's not anything that it's just as clean. Actually, it's probably cleaner than using the black tank. But trying to flush the black tank and all that, there's a homemade mix. There's a couple things. I was talking to my buddy Joshua, and congratulations to Joshua and Heidi at Top Septic for the new grandbaby. Came to the world yesterday, right, Mom, or day before?
One or the other, I'm not sure.
One or the other, we're not sure about that. So congratulations on that young man that entered life here with us. So we've got that. But one of the things we talked about, there's a product that he recommends from Zeb called Liquid Heat for those stubborn stains. Unique is the second product that I recommend. That's recommended online, and we use that a lot. Deep cleaning, Unique. And also, a lot of folks are having success with the good old borax and a half a cup of Dawn Ultra and some water. Now, Amy mixes baking powder, white vinegar, apple cider vinegar, not white vinegar, apple cider vinegar and Dawn together, and it'll freshen that black tank up in a heartbeat. So one of the things that we'll do is we'll dump it, and then we'll fill that up with either the treatment or borax and which I'm picking up today, and the Dawn, and then put about 3 gallons of water in that 40-gallon tank, and then maybe 5 gallons of water in there, and then mix all that together appropriately. And then as we're traveling, it's sloshing around, and it cleans your sensors and cleans the tank, and it will bust loose anything that's hardened. Because when it's 108 outside, you can get some issues with the solids drying, and so that can be an issue. So traveling is a great time to give it that extra boost and that extra little bit of cleaning. That's important. So listen, I want to thank y'all for joining me today, and I appreciate that as we get ready to go pick up stuff. I apologize for it running a little bit late, but look for some great stuff coming this way. Send me those emails. I got it up there, rickshouseradio@gmail.com, and let us know what your thoughts are about time and anything you'd like me to talk about and things you'd like to see. And because we got a bunch of stuff coming y'all's way, I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome. See our sponsors, support our sponsors, because without them, y'all, we can't do what we do, and it's so important that we get to have them with us doing what we do, and we can't do without them. God bless you. We pray for you. Y'all pray for us. We need it. And thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time on Rick's House.